Who cares? Wear your hair how you like it. See y'all in the next video. Peace. Okay, so the real answer is it really doesn't matter. If you want long hair, then rock it. But I do understand that some guys want to know if long hair will look attractive on them before they decide to go on that hair growth journey. So I'm gonna go against my gut instinct here and talk about which face shapes will work best with long hair so you can make the best decision for yourself moving forward. So for the more scientific answer, watch all the way till the end so you can decide for yourself. So long hair works technically with every single face shape. The main thing that you will want to look out for is how long you grow your hair and then how you style that long hair. So some face shapes, for example, look better with hair around your chin. Others look good with hair down past your shoulders. And then you will want to look at how you style that long hair. Because for example, like high balls look better on some face shapes, low balls look better on others. And then, you know, half buns, half ponies, these all go into what looks good with your face shape. So length and style are the two components that we'll be looking at for what complements your face shape. So having said that, this video will be divided into two parts. Part one is going to be to show you the 7 general face shapes and then tell you how to discover which one you have. And in part 2, we're going to go into the best long hairstyles for each, and then I'll try and bring in some examples as well. So let's start with part 1. In order to figure out which hairstyle will look best for your face shape, there needs to be a point of reference, meaning something to strive for to be considered most attractive. And this idea that there is a universal standard of attractiveness is quite controversial because it means if something is attractive, something else must be unattractive. Now, I don't fully aspire to this like duality belief in life, like things are either black or white. I believe there's nuance and complexity in everything and in everyone, and I think it's pretty naive to reduce the world down to one or the other. But that's what we're getting into when we talk about this stuff. And you know, there's a reason that all the mannequins in shopping malls are the same build and the same weight, and there's a reason that Disney cartoons feature princes with chiseled jaws and large muscles and princesses with petite figures. So while people argue beauty is in the eye of the beholder, why is there also a standard to strive for that's being pushed forth through, you know, entertainment industry and fashion industry and things like that? Looking also into the science of physical attractiveness, there are many studies and papers that have shown worldwide that people find men who have average and symmetrical faces most attractive. Average meaning no extreme features. Everything is an average distance from each other, and symmetrical meaning if you were to split your face down the middle, then both sides would technically be like a mirror image of each other. This also reminds me of that scene from The Office when they were arguing over whether Hilary Swank was hot or not, and Oscar, I believe, mentions the term coinophilia, and he has her face like with all those lines going through it.
The obvious symmetry of the face. It's a natural appeal of the scientific standard of coinophilia, features that are a composite average of many features. Yes, she's attractive, but she's not hot.
So basically, coinophilia is an evolutionary argument in which sexually reproducing animals seek mates with primarily average features because extreme or uncommon features may indicate mutations in offspring or something like that. So there is a science of attractiveness that exists, but there's obviously much more to attraction than purely physical features. So please do not get too caught up in this stuff. This isn't saying that if you don't meet the universal standards of attractiveness that you're doomed forever, like dating wise or sexually, because humans are emotional beings too, right? Chemistry, connection, status, humor, personality, these all play a really big role in attraction. And I also think that there is attraction in imperfections too, because there's a uniqueness in it. So physical attraction is just one field of study. Having said that, I'll do my best to delve into all this stuff, but take all of this advice with a grain of salt and the attitude that you can actually do whatever the hell you want to do. So when it comes to face shapes, professionals in the field have awarded the oval face shape as the most attractive. This is because there are no extreme features. Everything is proportionate. It's the most average. So when styling your hair, the goal, quote unquote, would be to try to make your face look more oval. Now, in reality, I think most every face shape can actually look pretty average, and I'm not sure how true this oval being the main standard is, but I think the main thing you will will want to look out for when picking your hairstyles is just to look proportional. So if you have an extreme feature somewhere, then you can use your hair as a balancing tool to bring proportions back to the average, no matter what your face shape is. So the 7 face shapes are oval, square, triangle, round, oblong, diamond, and heart. And you can figure out what your face shape is by basically looking at the end points of the bones that stick out furthest on your eyebrows, your cheeks, and your jawline. So basically take your fingers and touch the endpoints of your eyebrow and your cheeks, and then touch the endpoints of your cheekbones and your jawline. And this combined is sort of what makes your face shape. So if you look at mine here, my index finger and eyebrows are on my thumbs and my cheekbones. They're pretty even, right? And then if I lower this slightly, it's a little inward. My jaw is a little further in than my cheekbone. So if you were to draw a shape around these endpoints, roughly speaking, it would look sort of like, a heart. So I sort of have like a heart face shape. But these are loose definitions in order to divide people up into buckets. There's probably thousands and thousands of different face shapes if we were going to get really, really specific. But for simplicity's sake, we'll just say it's a heart. I also don't have a perfectly symmetrical face. My right eye and my cheekbone are actually slightly lower than my left eye and cheekbone, just slightly. So that's why I turn to the left when I take photos, because my left tends to be my good side because it has like a higher cheekbone. But that doesn't really have a whole lot to do with hairstyle. It's just symmetry and things like that. But you can use the endpoint method to figure out what your face shape is. So now let's move on to part 2 of this video, and we're gonna look at which hairstyles go best with each face shape. So men with oval face shapes do have sort of the widest array of options when it comes to styling, as they're not having to compensate for anything, make their face appear more oval because they already have the oval shape. So they can wear their hair up, they can wear it down, shoulder length, below shoulder length, short hair, chin length, medium length. So most all hairstyles and lengths are going to look good on the oval shape. So there's not a whole lot I have to say here. I'd say maybe the only thing is to try not to cover your face too much with your hair, because you want to show off your average and symmetrical face. The other most attractive face shape on men is the square shape, but I would argue that the square is more attractive on guys than the oval, because square face shapes have really strong jawlines and they have really strong cheekbones, and they're naturally more contoured from their bone structure. So the oval may look more average overall, but your chisels on the oval are less pronounced, and men with square shaped faces look really good with their hair kind of up and out of their face, because it shows off those features, it shows off the strong jawline, it shows off the high cheekbones. So, you want to show off those features if you have a square shaped face. So high balls, low balls, half buns, half ponies, middle part, behind the ears, short hair, all of these are going to look really great on you. And the one thing I'd say is to avoid having your hair down in front of your face and sort of covering your jawline, although it's not totally out of play because it will make your face look more oval, which is still attractive, but showing off those chisels are going to be your edge for attraction. So the next face shape is the triangle face shape, and this is when a guy's widest part of his face is his jawline, and then the second widest part is his cheekbones, and then the narrowest is going to be his forehead. So it's kind of going to come out like this and then in. You're not gonna have a super pointy chin either. So these men can bring some proportion back by creating volume on the sides of their hair. So having long hair that reaches around their earlobes, not quite all the way down past their shoulders, but having more volume on your sides, even like a medium cut, a shorter hairstyle with a medium cut will look really good on you, because having more volume on your sides will balance out that wide jawline and the narrower forehead. It will just make everything look a lot more proportioned. If you grow your hair too far past your cheekbones and you wear your hair down, the weight of your hair will make it look a little flatter on top, and it will widen your jawline quite a bit more, so making the proportions a little more extreme. So if you're set on growing your hair beyond shoulder length, one style that can work for you is the Conan the Barbarian look, where you basically have the front curtains right here, and it's sort of shorter in the front. And this will keep it shorter around the forehead, which adds some visual width to that area, while the rest of your hair can still stay long and come like past your shoulders. It's also a really strong masculine look for your chiseled jawline. And then if you wear your hair up in a bun, and this has kind of a cone head effect where you have a high ball at the point. So your best bet would be to sort of wear a bun and a low ball and bring it back some. But keeping the length around your cheekbones, keeping medium length, having some volume on the sides is going to look best for you. The next face shape is the round face shape, and this is only different from the oval in that your face is a little bit shorter and that the features are a little less defined. Your cheeks are a little bit rounder. You won't have any strong features sticking out. But the circle face shape is actually one of the best shapes to grow your hair out with, because the longer your hair gets, the more length you're adding. And since these guys have the shortest face, the long hair really can add length and balance it out. This is also great when you're wearing a high ball, you're adding length to the top, and it's a nice way to lengthen your face. So for round shape faces, long hair can be your best friend. The style I would avoid would be the medium length. This will add much more width to your face, and since it's already the shortest, you're gonna start, getting this like sideways oval thing going just visually. So the awkward stage will probably be the most painful part of your hair growth journey, especially if you have like poofy hair that kind of grows outward and then will grow down eventually. But if you just hold on for a little bit, it's gonna look really, really good. Okay, so the next face shape is the oblong face shape, and this is usually characterized by either a larger forehead or a longer face with a pointier chin. It's basically like a square or oval, but with more length on the top or the bottom. If the length is at the forehead, then long hair works really well because it adds length visually at the bottom. Also, men with big foreheads should grow a beard. It can draw the eyes away, it can make the proportions more balanced, and if the long part of your face is at your chin, then wearing a high ball on top will look really great because it adds length to the top, sort of bringing some of those proportions back. So one thing to be aware of is if you have a longer forehead and you wear a high ball, then this can add quite a bit more length to the top of your head and it will look a little bit more disproportionate. So opting for a low ball in the back or a half bun or half pony or something would be better if you're trying to keep your hair out of your face. So the next one we have is the diamond face shape, and this is just the oval with a bit more pronounced cheekbones. So your cheekbones are going to be the widest part and your jawline and your forehead will be a little bit narrower. And this is also a really attractive look, as a high and wide cheekbones are attractive on men and women. So you're quite similar to the oval in that most lengths and styles are going to work for your face. There's nothing really that you need to stay away from. Finally, we have the heart shape, which is what I have. This is when the forehead and cheekbones are a little bit equal, and then it's a bit narrower at your jawline, but long hair that falls a little bit past your chin tends to look really good because it brings back some width here and it kind of makes your face look a little bit more oval. So I think that long hair that hits your chin or comes a little bit below also looks really good on heart-shaped guys. I also think short hair looks really good on heart-shaped guys because it really pronounces the cheekbones a little bit. And if you grow a beard, it can add a little bit more length to your jawline, since your jawline is sort of the narrowest part. So I think adding a beard to a heart shape and having long or short hair is actually a really good look. Okay, so having said all that, my advice is still do whatever the hell you want, because at the end of the day, confidence is the most attractive cut you can wear. And this is just one field of study in a whole nuanced complexity of the human attraction chemistry that we all have. So do what you guys want, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.